Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Shola Rojas.
I am Ola Deluca. The one and only.
The Boom Bar, if you are joining us for
You
the
don't
first
let me
time.
finish.
Oh, there's more after your
This
surname.
payment is serious, so.
There's more after your surname.
Excuse me.
Ola Deluca,
Anyway, just go
you
on.
know.
Just go
Your
on.
surname, you know.
Just go on, because at this point.
So she has more. All right. Whatever it is the Boom Bar, and apart from angry people, which are very preeminent now in our world, we have to live with them. We understand that gonna go around being angry. It's all right. Apart from people like that, there are people like me who are nice and smiley and cool, and and all of that. I almost used an old word that if I used in this time now, they will have my license. And the Boom Bar basically is all about us kicking back and chilling, and we talk music, sports, politics, and everything in between. We are based in Lagos, Nigeria, and we're really concerned about the Nigerian, story, and we try to push out the positives and solely also going about creating solutions. It's not just to criticize. You should be able to prefer solutions. That's what we do right here at the Boom Radio and Boom Bar.
Okay, and there's a lot of stories. Of course, we know the World Cup is ongoing. So, yes, the World Cup is definitely on the front burner. There's a lot of results that we're going to be coming up with today about after we left the bar yesterday, that games that happened yesterday. As of today, the third round of the group stages begins this afternoon, so definitely we will get around to that as well. Iran also has something to talk about. There's something around that we're going to be talking about. Also, there's a lot of talks moving on from sports. Looks like there's some artifacts that are officially back in Nigeria. Whoop whoop. Also, Femi Kuti has something to say about the APC using a particular song for their campaign. And for me, I'm like, please bring it on. Maybe it's time that we really need to learn about copyrights and all those things. Also, I think good news for civil servants, as the federal government has some good news for them. There's a drama about how a particular set of Nigerians survived 11 days. That we will also get around to. In the courts, a few weeks ago we carried the news about the chairman of the the Economic Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the court remanding him to jail. Looks like it's a thing now, as another court has now remanded the Inspector General of Police also to 3 months imprisonment. So that's what we would get all around to today. And as news pops up, we definitely will bring them all to your listening and watching pleasure, as my people will say.
That's what it is. So kick back, relax, and don't go to. There's even more than stuff like we don't put all our stuff in the intro because there's so much more to talk about, and these are interesting times. It's political season, it's football season, all that, and a bag of chips.
And that, yep. So I think we're going to start from World Cup. Yesterday we started. We gave a bit, at least before we left the bar yesterday, or I think we're about to leave the bar when the game Ghana and South Korea was about to end. And it would have ended if not that their new way of referees giving 12-15 minutes extra time these days. But it still ended he ended with Ghana winning their first game over South Korea 3-2 game.
You're gonna have to pause when you're talking about the Ghana victory and talk to us.
Who's us?
Me and the other people you were, putting down. And
I wasn't putting anybody down. I wasn't just
last
wishing
week,
them well.
After Ghana lost the game, there's something you said.
Which was?
You even went as far as like threatening me, Like if Ghana loses the next game, you're gonna poke fun at me and all of that and all of that and all. Now Ghana won and won convincingly, 3 goals in the bag, and there you are, glossing over it. Like
I'm going to gloss over it because I'm
like
not
it's
interested.
just one small speed
I'm
bump.
not interested.
On Channels TV Road. It's
will,
not that kind of.
I
It's a
will
big
not,
speed bump.
I will not even
slow
lie.
down.
I'm not even interested.
And gloss
in this
over.
one. I'm going to gloss over it as much as I can.
At your own risk.
And you are even you are wasting a lot of time on just Ghana's game.
But if Ghana had lost yesterday, I'm sure that I wouldn't have heard the last of it.
No, you would have, because I'm not interested. I've never been. I still have.
Yeah.
I've never been. I'm saying by full chest. I'm not interested.
That's all she said, and that's all she wrote.
Anyway,
but the thing is, there's something that people like Dolupo and the rest of the world are doing, and I'm going to bring it to the fore.
Which is,
yesterday, one of Ghana's 3 goals had the team passing 32 times. If you understand football, understand soccer, even basketball or whatever, you know what it takes to take the ball from one end to the other. 32 passes, 32 touches without the opponent even coming close. From an African team playing against a top team like that, 32 passes. When it happened with Man City, everybody was Barcelona did it. We will not hear that. Arsenal strong or did this many number of passes to get. Yeah, we heard that. But Ghana, Charlie, 32 passes at the Qatar World Cup, and the whole world wants to sleep on it. It's soon. We will not let you sleep.
okay.
You must celebrate that team. 32 passes, baby. That will not be joke. Okay. That's not a joking stuff. It's not a joking stuff.
Okay.
So congratulations to the Ghanaian team.
I hope they remember they have lots of work to do.
I don't know if I mentioned that their coach is actually homegrown. Do you understand? You know.
I hope they realize they still have a lot of work.
So a big shout out to Africa, because Africa is coming good now at the World Cup.
They definitely still need to play Uruguay, so they need to be careful on that one. That's all I was going to say. I'm going to say about that. Before we left, we had talked about Cameroon.
God forgive all of you people.
Amen. Cameroon and Serbia, which ended 3-3. Also, Brazil, which was one of the games that everybody was looking forward to yesterday. Brazil, Switzerland. That game ended 1-0. It looked like it was going to be a draw. They had the VAR at the 64th minute had cancelled goal. With these days, the amount of goals that this VAR is cancelling this World Cup, it's time to look into it. Also, and it's the 3rd minute now, Casemiro decided to, help the Brazilian team, and officially now, I think they're the second team that had gone through to the round of 16 after France. Good job, Brazil there. Obviously, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and they were missing their talisman, arguably one of their best players at the moment.
Yeah,
Neymar. And it still didn't really, affect them. They played a good game. All the big boys came out, Richarlison, Jesus,
yeah.
But he had to be that old guy, Casemiro, rolling back the years, and and getting them that all-important goal. The Swiss team did really try, for them to have held Brazil to what could have been a goalless draw, and would have been a massive result for them.
For Switzerland, yeah.
And again, they now join France in the next stage of the World Cup with a game to spare, and now they don't need calculators like England and the rest of them.
Yeah,
like, okay, if you win this one and
most
lose this
people
one,
definitely need these calculators now. Another person that is on with the World Cup now is Portugal. Portugal played their game last night with against Uruguay, and I thought that this was actually going to be a very difficult one for them, but here we are. That game ended 2-0 with Fernandes scoring all the 2 goals they needed.
Yeah, again, huge talking points in the Portuguese game. Portugal, Uruguay, nice classic matchup between two teams with pedigree, especially Uruguay that have the World Cup pedigree, like Portugal in recent times. And 2-0, that's the scoreline.
Yeah, that was it.
But that's not the major talking point. One of the 2 goals, because the 2 goals are credited to Man United's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Now, clubless, what's his name again? Cristiano Ronaldo, because he doesn't have a club, rose to the occasion for one of the goals. Like, literally, he did that Ronaldo lift, and it's said that he headed the ball. And he wheeled away celebrating a goal. His newfound best friend tweeted, "Goal!" The guy that interviewed him, Piers Morgan. And while he was wheeling away, in the backdrop, the scoreboard was showing Bruno as the goal scorer. And Ronaldo, the CR7 himself, was celebrating a goal that was not his own.
His own.
All through the night, as we speak.
Yeah.
All through the night, as we speak, they are actually doing. Some are trolling, and people are saying again, but they've shown us this goal from different angles.
You have only one goal.
How the mighty had fallen.
You have only one goal.
Hold on to that one.
Hold on to it. We get it that your competition and arch enemy has 2 goals already. Mm-hmm. I'm getting the idea that
maybe that's the
you
motivation.
really want to try and get 2 goals. No, not yet. Wait for your time. Yeah, be coming down. But right now, according to FIFA, you have only 1 goal.
And Bruno scored 2 yesterday.
Bruno scored 2. Mm-hmm. You have 1. Bruno has 2.
I hate the way you're saying that too. You're very wicked. 2. Like no.
Wait.
That's not nice.
Portugal's other game. Who scored the second goal?
Is it not the same Bruno?
Exactly.
Abi?
So now,
yeah, I think so.
Bruno has 3. You have.
I said 2 goals yesterday. Why are you now going? See the one again that you're saying. Yeah, wicked in somebody.
Just put it there.
What did Ronaldo ever do to you?
Ronaldo didn't do anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm just stating the obvious. Bruno has 3 goals, which I'm not sure anybody else has yet. Bruno has 3 goals. Uncle, what's he called? Messi has 2. Bukayo Saka has 2. And who else has 2? You have 1. Yeah? Moving on.
All right. So if you're just joining us, this is the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. And of course, we have already talked the World Cup games from yesterday. Now we're going to talk about the games that are going to be played today. Because now, again, they're at the stage where they're playing the last set of group games, which means that all the 4 teams will be playing 2 games at the same time. So at 4 o'clock, there'll be 2 games played.
Oh yeah, Ecuador and Senegal and Netherlands and Qatar. I have a question though, not a kind of a question, just putting it out there. Hi Qatar, you know that if you actually lose this game, like if you don't show up, it's just 3-0 though.
Okay, like they shouldn't even play at all.
Yeah, you did not qualify. So why put yourself through further humiliation?
Look, at some point in time, FIFA would speak to some host nations and say, "Do you want to play?
You don't have to be in the World Cup to host it.
Host
really.
it.
I agree with you.
Do you want to play? Like, imagine if Nigeria was playing in this group now. Just check out the balls in that group. Like, with our new jersey, our batik.
It's only jersey that you people have. It's only jersey. Even Qatar would have beat you, put 10-0. It's only jersey you people have. Let's not lie. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how someone would hate their country so much.
I just like to state the obvious.
There's nothing obvious about talking about the Qatar.
That the Super Eagles is not wonderful.
No, they are actually wonderful.
These Super Falcons are 10 times better than the Super Eagles.
I agree. Okay, I agree about that, but that doesn't mean that Qatar will beat the Super Eagles.
They won't.
They can't.
Okay.
They cannot.
They'll be here.
But anyways, leaving the hatred behind.
At 8 p.m. West African time, Iran is going to be playing USA. I think is going to be a very interesting game to watch. Yeah. There's a lot of going on about how it's going to be very politically, you know, there's a lot of drama around that already.
You know, the thing about it for me is how we have let too much politics to creep into sports, and countries are now even using this old World Cup and sports in general as a tool, and I don't think it all goes well for the game. And because again, you probably would never have seen Iran and the USA in the same statement. I'm not even talking about being on the same pitch now. In the same statement, without it being some angry words or something about nuclear or monitoring or whatever. But now you're saying Iran, USA versus, and it is a friendly thing, because yes, the World Cup is competitive, but it is still friendly to me. And it would have been a nice thing if they didn't bring in government issues into it, where the players can actually shake their each other's hands at the beginning of the game and swap jerseys at the end, you know, and just
I don't
basically
think there's going to
play
be any,
as football, you know. But
jersey swapping.
they already brought in a lot of tension, and the thing is that might affect the quality of the game. It might affect the way the game will be played. But if only the players could rise up to the occasion and say, you know what, guys, we're not just going to get involved in any politics for the next 100 and something minutes. Yes, I said 100 and something minutes because
these days
FIFA's new way of keeping records is amazing.
It's
amazing. You know, but it would be nice to watch the USA versus Iran.
Yeah.
It would be nice to watch it. But now all the drama surrounding it is just taking the shine off the game proper.
Anyway, talking about that, okay, let me just pick up the last game for the day. There's Wales and England, you know, very, very interesting game there, right there. England definitely needs this game more than Wales, would I say, for their own qualification. I think, yes, they actually do need this game already. Or when I say Wales needs it more than England, but either way, we're definitely going to be seeing Wales and England at 8 p.m. And before we leave the issue of sports, there's story that popped up earlier today, which is very funny though, but it has been alleged that Iran's World Cup football team had been threatened with imprisonment and torture if the players failed to behave ahead of the USA game. It was said that, remember that the first game that they had, they did not sing the national anthem, and then the next time you saw them sing. It was alleged that they actually threatened their families.
To be honest with you, I try not to promote this kind of stories. I still look at it as propaganda. I might be wrong, but it's the way I feel. Iran is not new to playing international football. They have their issues, they have their style, and the world has its way of gauging these things and judging these things. And of course, they might have fallen short in some people's books, but maybe in their own culture and, you know, their own governance system, it's okay. Yes, there are protests going on. Women are fighting for their rights. It's good. We get all of that. But I don't understand the part where there are claims of their families being threatened. If it is true, it is completely wrong. But I find it a little bit far-fetched that they will threaten them to sing the national anthem. But what if it's true? I might be wrong. Do you understand? But personally, it's a little bit hard for me to, you know, to digest, to take in and say, oh yeah, you know, they gotta sing the national anthem and behave themselves and all of that. It's really hard for me to believe though, but in this world that we live in today, impossible is nothing. Impossible is nothing. And I just hope again that politicians will stop sticking their noses into sports.
Into what is
the way they
let everybody
do what the US, the Iranians, all of them will stop sticking their noses into sports and let the people play the game. At least these are the little things that we have that brings us joy. You guys have already taken over the other resources.
Okay, let's move on from that. As I think that we should start from the good news that the federal government has for civil servants, and for the first time ever, we are saying that the federal government is giving paternity leave. I think it's worthy of note, though. Now, male civil servants are now federal. Let me put it that way. Federal civil servants are now entitled to a 14 working day paternity leave.
So a friend of mine had sent this memo to me this morning. You know, I saw it, and it was almost unbelievable. I looked at it and I said, paternity leave.
Amazing, yeah.
I know we talked about something like this, was it last year or so at the Boom Bar, something about paternity leaves and all of that. But now that it's now
a thing,
been
it's
signed,
official.
it's been signed,
Yeah.
it's official. Because I saw the official gazette and all. The part that actually got me is not that now there's paternity leave. It's the fact where they recognize that you can adopt a child.
Oh yeah.
If you read that thing, it's there.
Yeah,
that if you adopt a child
born
that
with a newborn or adopted one, yes.
Yeah, a child that you adopt that is within that infant age. I think it's from 5 months down or something, go 1 to 5 months or thereabout. Yeah, if you recognize that at the federal level,
yeah, it's very interesting.
Massive.
According to, let me read you exactly
Yeah.
where it says, where the family of a male officer adopts a child under 4 months, the officer will similarly enjoy paternity leave for a period of 14 working days. Yes, I agree with you. It's very, that's a very small part that we tend to overlook a lot.
Yeah, because look, we're all grown now, and the issues of fertility, there are couples going through a lot of these things, and we still make adoption sound strange.
See, it sounds strange.
We still make it look like something that is not. It's actually it's actually an option. It's a way to, have children. Not every child. In fact, let's even be crazy for a second. Not every child that they have given to you is yours. Did you hear the stories of how babies were being swapped, and all of that?
Yeah.
But the child that you have, whether it was swapped or not, you're still going to love that baby. You're still going to care for that baby and raise that baby well, because it's from your heart to the baby's heart. So at times we just overdo these things. I am just glad that a federal document recognizes the fact that a male
those things are
member
there.
of their workforce can go for paternity leave, and not just having the child, your biological child, but also an adopted child, which is massive. And 2 weeks is too small. I am Mr. Oliver Twist on this one. It needs to be increased, but it's a step in the right direction.
It's a step. For me,
kudos to the federal
for me,
government.
I would say that now it is time that state governments now need to start looking into this. If the federal service has done it, it is telling the state governments something that they too need to step up and do the same as well. Now, I'm still talking about a few things that has to do with Nigeria. A museum in the United Kingdom has now handed over 72 artifacts to the Nigerian government.
We've been on the issue of the Benin bronzes, the artifacts, and all of these things. Oh yeah, and again, it's the combination of several efforts that have been made by government, reaching out, and again, all the pressure that has been mounted globally, even by non-Nigerians and even citizens of. Now we're talking about the London Museum, so let's talk about citizens of the United Kingdom. One of the most condescending and most irritating videos that I have ever seen in my entire existence is on Instagram. And there is a British politician in this video who is saying that, yes, they acknowledge the fact that the artifact belong to Nigeria. Yes, they acknowledge the fact that it belongs to the Benin people, I know. But that they've been keeping it for years and people have come there and they've kept it well. But he doesn't feel that they should hand those things to Nigeria because Nigeria cannot
stealing.
That Nigeria cannot take care of the artifacts the way they have. That I was so angry. Yeah, shout out to Ogolo. Yeah, he says, nice one, crew. Nice one, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for the message. So the Benin artifacts, there's a school of thought in the UK who believe that they shouldn't hand them to us.
See,
and
my own issue with this is whether it's taken care of by Nigerians very well or not. Is it your own? No. Did you steal it? Yes. Return it. Whatever Nigeria or Nigerians decide to do with it. In fact, if they collect it and decide, you know what, we're burning these things, I can do to whatever I own as I wish.
Yeah, you know, the history behind it, for those of you who don't get it, is that none of these artifacts were sold. None of them were handed over for safekeeping. They were simply stolen.
People died for this reason.
Sorry, they were removed. On our behalf. Ejo, Lenisa, Atima. You stole those artifacts from us. And now that you know you've come to the realization that it's wrong.
It's stolen.
There's a school of thought. Some of them actually believe. There's another video of a former British premier, one of the recent ones, talking about I think there's some gold or diamond from India too that's also
that is the one on top of the queen's crown. Yes.
And you know, you're talking about a gift that was never given to you.
Like return it.
How is something a gift? A gift is what Tokumbo gave me last week, you know. He passed it to me and put it in the car, and I gift Leleo, and I enjoyed the gift.
Where's my own gift?
You know, as against me,
I see.
As against me,
wow.
Me dipping into Tokumbo's safe and saying,
he keeps talking about this gift,
and this
I want to know what this gift is.
And this is a gift that
I will see you after.
I will put on the crown jewels and say it was a gift. Oga, who gave you the gift?
Who gave you the gift? Stealing.
He's stealing. He's stealing stuffs. You people are jolly. They're jolly. You know, again, I look at Africa at times, and there's this pain that you feel that we went so backward to the point where people could do all these things, and we're clapping for them, and we're applauding them and say, yeah, thank you. Imagine the people who paid money to go to the museums to look at stolen artifacts. Now, wow. Well, we have suffered, yeah. We have suffered. We're suffered.
Anyway, talking about Nigerians suffering. See, Nigerians. If you know, I saw a statement, I think, that was credited to the special advisor to the president, talking about how if you want to travel abroad legally, by all means, go. That's where I will come from. If you want to travel legally, by all means, you can go. Mm-hmm. But not in the case of these ones, where 3 Nigerians were rescued at Spain's Canary Islands after apparently enduring an 11-day journey from Nigeria, crouched in the rudder of a fuel tanker.
Yeah.
And there's the pictures.
If you understand the rudder of a tanker or any ship, it actually dips into water.
Yeah.
Intermittently.
So I'm wondering how they survived it.
This guy's hung on for dear life for 11 days.
Just because you wanted to.
And how they were protecting themselves from cold, from potential danger, from animals that could have attacked them or eaten them or beaten them, and hunger, and went through all of that and still hung on to the rudder and made it to the end of the trip, at least to the Canary Islands. Now, the sad part of the whole story.
You are coming back to Nigeria. They have actually, Spanish police has said you are being sent back to Nigeria.
They're sending them
See,
back.
I think that's the one that makes it worse.
I have an appeal. I have an appeal.
To drop them in the water.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not that wicked. I'm not like you. Don't worry. I have an appeal.
Excuse me, I didn't say that. And don't say I'm wicked. What did I do?
Why was that the appeal that came to your mind?
I don't
Why
know.
was it the negative? Why not positive?
I don't know.
Because it's the way your mind is working.
Wow.
Now, their Spanish police and immigration and everybody. You to tamper justice with mess.
Okay,
now.
so what do you think you have them do?
11 days. Surviving that is enough for you to just give them citizenship self. I'm not saying you should, but think about it now. 11 days crossing the high seas, the oceans and all of that for 11 days, and they made it to the Canary. Like, okay, let them come inside. Hey, Joy, Shannon, please, I beg of you, Biko, Dalo, I beg you, please. They have suffered enough. 11 days. Please, don't send them back.
Are you done?
And if you want to send them, okay, you want to send them. They are not from Nigeria. They are from, which country is nice again now? I think they are from South Africa.
Are you done?
Or Jamaica, Ethiopia. Just don't bring them back here. How can they go through that for 11 days and you send them back to Nigeria? Please don't.
Are you done?
I'm not done.
I
will not be done.
Hello. Please.
Do I look like plantain?
Oh, Jesus. Please. Send them back as fast as you. Thank you very much.
And you're not wicked.
I'm not wicked. I'm just being honest. See, if you people want to jack Abi, you didn't even think. Maybe that's why I said maybe you should just jump into the sea. Let shark eat you. Because I'm sure that was part of your plan.
Wow.
To be eaten. So if that's part of your plan, please go ahead. Since you don't want to come back to Nigeria, since you want to do everything illegally, thank you. Since you want to do things illegally, please go ahead and it be illegal and then kill yourself. But that you will continue to bring disrepute to Nigeria, I'm sorry. Please send them back as fast as possible. Okay,
as we round up this discussion or this debate, I did not support illegal immigration. I did not support any of those things. But there are times when you have to temper justice with mercy.
There's no mercy anywhere.
11 days, they're just like, they're like Jonah. Just picture a modern day Jonah.
No, they are not Jonah. They are not Jonah.
Please.
They are not Jonah.
I did not interrupt you when you were saying
they are not Jonah.
I did not interrupt you.
Do not let us turn the Bible over his head.
I did not say that. I said they are like.
They are not.
You see, English is the problem. English is the problem.
Do not compare
English
them
is the
with.
problem.
Do not compare them with Jonah.
You see now.
Thank you.
You see now. See again. Once again.
Do
these guys,
not compare.
In the belly of the rudder. 11 days. Be nice now. Speak them onto the beach the way they spat Jonah out now. Shanu now. Please, these guys are suffered. 11 days.
Good luck to them.
It's a lot, oh.
It's
a lot. It's a lot.
Anyway.
Which is no way.
What are we doing, sir?
We are forgiving them. That's what we are doing.
No, we're not. No, they're not. Anyway, there is news that broke early today. The NDLA is in news again. As they arrested, before we even get to this particular story, I wanted to ask. I've been seeing this thing a lot. I've seen it like 2-3 times, like space of like 2 weeks, where they're arresting people that have drugs hidden in their shoes. And my question is that NDLEA, let's be honest, how do you ever find? Okay, I get it now. You know, you have to like submit your shoes and all that. Is that how they find those shoes?
I think basically they're just doing their job more seriously now. Everybody takes off their shoes, largely due to that boy now, the shoe bomber guy. And you know, when you go to the airports now, you take off your shoes. Even local flights too. You take off your shoes, and you drop your bags and your phones and stuff. I think that they have sniffer dogs, which is what we know, but it also looks like they're just more serious with the job now. And you cannot rule out the fact that, again, they might have informants too from time to time.
From time to time, yeah. Now, the NDLEA has now announced the arrest of drug kingpins where they said, I think they're from Abia states. Yeah, they've been arrested after they've been on the trail for 9 years.
Yeah. And their brothers, one of them made away, and they've arrested one, and they're still on the trail of the other one.
The other one, they said the other one narrowly escaped.
Yeah.
It said that they grew to become barons or owning hotels, houses in choice areas of Abia, Rivers State, and Imo State.
You know, the proceeds of drugs, what they've done with it, they own all these hotels and stuff that you said about. And again, we are partly to blame.
Why?
Because out of the blue, some guy just comes from nowhere, you know, and he's taking over roundabouts in the city. I didn't mention name, and I didn't say he's in Ibadan.
I didn't say anything.
You know?
I didn't say it.
He's taking over roundabouts in the city. He's redesigning, you know, this. He's building a house, showing you drone shots. There are like 12 white cars of all sorts of black. Uncle, daddy, mommy, can't you not be asking the question, where did you see this money from?
My own.
And everybody's all over the person. Your own. And this is it. These guys too, they will tell you they are pillars of their community, you know. But stop asking those questions.
I think
is the source of their wealth?
I think for me, not like
what is the source of their wealth?
Not like I'm promoting what's it called? Illegality or crime or anything.
Yeah.
But what always comes to my mind is that why do you have to show off so much?
It's poverty. It's poverty now.
For the people to be able to notice that this person has changed. Like, don't you have sense?
It's poverty. It's poverty.
Because out of the blue, someone that everybody knows that, uncle, we can count the amount of shirts you have.
Check.
You suddenly start having 4, 5, 7 cars. How
check this out. And I might be on this same table, but let's talk about it. For some of you who are probably used to traveling abroad or going on holidays, regardless of where, locals, staycations, or vacations, or whatever, you take pictures. Yeah, you take pictures and you post them, right? Yes, you do, because you're on vacation. There's nothing wrong with it. And vacations are things that you pay for. You're going on a vacation, you raise money or save for it, or you just pick what it costs. It costs you money and time. Now picture someone who flies with a commercial airline that goes to maybe London twice a week, you know, goes to New York once a month. You know, that person is scheduled to go to all these top cities within the space of every 4 weeks, maybe 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the job, the person might be, I'm taking pictures here. After like a month or two, what happens?
There's no time.
It doesn't even mean anything. New York, Paris, they don't mean nothing to you anymore because it's regular. It's the same way wealth, you know, is viewed by people who really have money. When you have money, you don't make noise.
You don't make noise about it.
You don't make noise.
It's just like a part of you.
Look, my good friend Aliko, and this our neighbor Femi.
Your neighbor.
Femi now.
Your neighbor.
He lives in Lagos too now.
Your neighbor.
Is he not a Lagos boy?
I'm not even going to. I know. I'm not even going to go there.
Okay, you are just beefing. You are beefing my proximity to the richest people in Africa. You know, so all these my friends, Aliko, Femi, all of them. I
refuse to talk.
Can we continue?
Did I say anything?
Please don't. Please don't angry me. Don't angry me. Oh.
Okay.
So my good friend Aliko and Femi. Oh God.
See that I'm not even the only one that is laughing.
Please, when you get to watch this thing again, just know that I'm surrounded by very jealous people. Jealous people. So,
please go ahead.
Like I was trying to establish earlier,
your friends,
my good friends, you know, Tony now, you know, Tony, you know, Hairs, you know, Elumelu, all of them, my guys, them, you understand? We party.
You.
Okay, they party, Sha. 5 minutes now, you even let me say what I want to say.
Say anything now.
My good friends, Sha, you know, when they party and everything, they don't take cameras now. You don't understand. The very best DJs, the very best of locations. So they can even bring something into a small studio like this. Yes, you understand? I say,
sing for me.
KSA, Connie.
Sing for me.
My daddy K, I know him now. He would just say, good morning, oh, good afternoon, do you understand the whole scenario? But you see, if you mistakenly get invited to a big party and Sonny is playing,
excuse me, I'm there.
the selfie king strikes again.
All my family members, all my haters,
they must see it
block your eyes.
They must see it now. They must take picture now. You'll be passing in front of camera as if something is burning you. The whole matter is down to poverty of the mind, poverty of exposure, poverty of education, poverty of the poverty of your poverty. Your poverty is poor. Some people have poverty that is normal poverty.
Now, some people's poverty
is poor.
Okay.
How do you rise up to the occasion when your poverty is poor?
This one, I am so going to tweet it. There is poverty that is just there.
Yeah, normal
and
poverty.
There is poverty that is poor.
Very poor.
Today, I've heard another one.
Oh, poor.
Your poverty is poor.
Yes, now. That's why. That's their problem.
Anyway, moving on from that. So,
they have poor
poverty. Definitely on the trail.
Shout out to the guys at the NDLEA.
Yeah, they're doing amazing.
They're doing well.
They're definitely doing well. I'm talking about security. A court has now sentenced the Inspector General of Police to 3 months imprisonment. If the Inspector General is in jail, what's left for the rest of us?
Dear fellow Nigerians, I've never shied away from a story. Never. Even if I'm going to talk, I will talk something. You see this one of police Inspector General. I plead the 5th, 6th, 7th.
No.
And the 48th amendment.
No, we're not, because now for the first time.
Are you me?
We did not see.
Were me you? Were you us?
So
I am you.
A few weeks ago, we saw that the EFCC chairman was remanded.
You're young now. Only, all right.
Oh my God.
Bawa is young. Bawa. And even if you look at Bawa, the way they say Bawa in Yoruba land, Bawa is something that has to do with power.
Yeah, this one is called Alkali-Baba. Baba.
Baba. Just look at the name alone. Baba. Baba is elderly person, someone that should not be moving close to area of incarceration.
Now he has now been convicted and jailed.
Of what?
Of disobedience to a valid court order.
Please, sir, appeal. Appeal the case. Quickly appeal. You to go and do what court said, though. If it's good, if it's bad, tell your guy.
This is where I think that.
But me, I'm not going to talk about Inspector General.
When it comes to institutions, people need to realize now this case is as far back as 2011. That is sending him to jail now.
They should go and look for the IG of 2011 now. Tell them that time you are ordinary sergeant, though. me hotel. Why
I was not even close to.
I'm not understanding.
My family members did not know.
2011. I've not joined Nigerian police that time, please, sir. It's not my case. Tell them.
It's not my case.
Sir, I can be your lawyer. I'm giving you 2 defense points now. But I'm still not interested. We make light of a serious situation. And there's a reason why I've done that. It's time for all institutions to respect the law.
Yeah.
Be you the police, the army, the navy.
I think that's
whoever.
what the courts are trying to do right now.
It's time to respect the law. And you see, regardless of anything anybody says, it is now that the judiciary is actually stamping its authority and saying, well, we don't care if you're the IG or if you're the director of NDLEA or EFCC or whatever.
Maybe every other person needs to go back and look. Okay, so which case is there before before they send me to jail? You know,
the law is supreme. The Constitution is supreme. And when we start to respect that, maybe policemen will stop harassing people on the streets. Maybe law enforcement people who now know that the highest person that they look up to in their organization can actually be sentenced. If they realize this, maybe they will also start to ship up,
exactly,
and step up. So I feel that it's something that they have to look at. But I said all of this under duress. Please, this lady forced me to analyze it. Thank you. I rest.
What did I?
Don't look, I have to protect myself just in case.
In case what?
You don't fear me. I have fear.
Fear that what? It's a story.
It's not story.
Like that flip was just.
It's police story.
Wow, that was a very interesting flip.
It's police story. Police. You have to respect police.
Now,
police
the
that
one
can
that
take
you're going
people
to talk about now is even worse. Because the
Christ.
story of the first lady and the boy that it is said is alleged to have been arrested.
There's someone at the door. I'm coming.
There's nobody at the door.
Okay.
He has been alleged to have been arrested by the Nigerian police because he was said to have insulted the first lady of Nigeria, where he said in Hausa, the mother has gotten fatter by eating masses' money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a story that broke on Sunday. I saw a tweet. When the tweet came out, it had 1,000 likes and about 200 retweets. When I saw it, now it's the main story that everybody is talking about. And there's several things going through my mind. For one, as a public servant, as someone who, like for instance, the office of the first lady is official. Mm-hmm. The first 4 years she didn't exist as first lady. She was just the wife of the president. Now she's the first lady with an official, which means she's a public servant, which means our office is funded by Nigerians also. And public servants know that at some point in time, not everybody will agree with you. Yeah. And when they call you names, like they call your husband names all the time, you're not supposed to react to it. But this is not a license for anybody to start calling people names and cursing them out and saying things. The reaction that I would expect is the kind of example that someone like Nasir El-Rufai said. Mm-hmm. On more than one occasion, at least 2 occasions, he has actually gone to court. He's gone to court and gotten judgments, which means that whatever slight he felt, was wrong for that person to have done it, because the court of law would not have clamped down on the person. So, in criticizing or in cursing government people, be careful also to make sure that you're within the confines of the law. That you do not break any laws. The other day, Abike Dabri was responding to something that was wrong, and everybody started calling her out that she's a public servant. I said, okay, this is different. In our own case now, she was responding to something that was rude. Someone had said something extremely rude to her. And these are some of the issues that we need to look at, know where to draw the line. Now, there are allegations, and I don't want to believe that even after everything we've said, that the First Lady would have the DSS. Because one of the tweets that I saw, they wrote it in Hausa, and someone, one of these influencers, I'm not going to say which political affiliation the person has, but claimed to have translated or transcribed it to English.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, that the young man was arrested, taken to Asu Rock, and tortured.
Yeah.
In the presence of the First Lady, then taken to God knows where. I don't want to believe that.
I don't
that
think that
is possible. And if that really did happen, then she has to pay for it, one way or the other, maybe in the courts or whatever, because using the machinery of state
to
torture someone
people
that
yes,
that abuse you point. Is wrong.
I also want to put out
so
an angle.
This is where I stand.
There's an angle that I was talking to someone a few days ago, which the person does not agree with me, and where I go is that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. Now, for whatever action I take, public servant or not, whatever, I do not know if I say something to you. I don't know whatever reaction it is you will say or what you would do. Yeah? So the minute you do not know whatever reaction the person is going to take, we really should be careful in things we say, we do. And then the person was going on and now everybody's trolling her on Twitter. So how many people is she going to arrest? I said, if this story is true, it's not about people that would arrest. It means that there is a guy that is still not in his house. We seem to forget that part. As much as there is wrong and right, yes, the president's wife, if it's true, shouldn't have done this, shouldn't have done that, blah, blah, blah. But we seem to forget that if you did not say what you said, and I think social media has made us get to a point where we feel that we can say whatever it is we say, things that if you see people face to face, you cannot say it. Or in the words of Mike Tyson, things that you will say that will make you get punched in the face. You can, let's be honest, if you cannot say for the life of me, the president's wife, in fact, you probably will not even be in the same room with her. Even if you happen to be, you probably will not be able to say, we're having this discussion, and then the person was like, but Emmanuel Macron has been slapped twice. I said, yes, he has been slapped twice. Where are those people today? Are they in their houses? No. There's an equal and opposite reaction for everything. As much as we feel that we deserve, we can say anything we like, we should really try to rein it in. There are ways to pass across a message. There are people, it's like we almost lack manners these days. Even if she's not the president's wife. She's an older person. There are some things you should not say. That's where my own stance is. As much as, yes, whatever our reaction might be wrong, if it is true, but we should also remember that there are some things that if you are taught properly, you shouldn't say.
Yeah, so once again, like I said, it cuts both ways, and for the public servants, they will still come for you. They will say things. Mm-hmm. People will say all sorts of things. You need to learn how to take these things, or or just move on from them. But for you who think you have the license to say anything, a wise man once said that yes, you have freedom of expression, but freedom after expression is not guaranteed. Yes, you say I call Idi Amin a wise man. Yes,
yeah, so anybody can be wise.
But having said all of that, still, I repeat that you don't have to react to every criticism or even curse that comes your way. Yeah. And neither should you, curse people to just because you think you can. You have social media, so you can call them out. Yeah, but remember, there are laws too.
Exactly. It definitely cuts both ways. Before we go, talking about laws, the family of Fela and Kuti have now come out to say that the APC and its presidential candidate need to stop the use of the late artist's song for the 2023 election campaign. The song says, the song titled Ekoile, they're saying that they're using the song without consent.
Yeah, I saw the video tweeted from Bola Tinubu's official handle, and it was after the rally in Lagos on Saturday, and it was like an homecoming, like they tagged it for him. According to them, that's not the main rally. There's going to be another one in February, so that's why it was a koile, like Fela said in the song, "Komasi biti mo le fojú sí àfi koile." And immediately I saw that thing, I was like, this is wrong.
Okay.
Like, this is very, very wrong. Now, there are other echo songs by their official musician, Wasiu.
Yeah.
There's the
They could have
Olamide
used-
one and a couple of other artists that they have some kind of affiliation to or with that they could have used, but they ended up using a Fela song. And knowing that Fela's estate is not one of those estates that plays around with their content. Femi Kuti himself had told us at one of the shows that I attended at the Alliance Francaise those days that he pays
to sing
his father's song when he goes
songs,
abroad. And even in Nigeria at times, they might come for you. You never can tell. And it's a global village now. So using someone's song for that kind of promo without consent or without paying for it is complete. They could have actually gotten, I know they can afford to get the right to use the song
exactly.
for a promo, because it's all business at the end of the day. Or they could have even commissioned someone under 24 hours,
to
enter the
make a
studio,
song.
do a song about coming home to Lagos or coming to Lagos. You know, people running campaigns and doing PR jobs need to understand that at this level, you must get it right all the time.
Every single time.
Don't just go jacking people's stuff and expect them to clap for you to say, yeah. They also know that you are paid now. You have money. So why are you using their own source of income for free? So I am with the Kutis on this one. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Do the right thing all the time. Like, really and truly, you can't afford to get negativity every time you put something out. So you must take your time and do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Yes, exactly. And on that note, that is all.
Yeah, Bukola Medubi, thanks for checking in. She says, people should learn to draw the line. We should respect other people's mothers or fathers.
Yes, I agree with you. I totally agree. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow for a wonderful edition of The Bar. Definitely will give you all the results for Group A games today. So routine for everybody. Oh, okay. Anyway, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Peace.